Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place!
My experience is one of the 500 when I was following that show on the road across the country.
Now I think there's something wrong with me that I've never been to one burlesque show. So
You've never even done like a comedy and burlesque show?
No.
Yeah, they run. There's like a small circuit of them, like Santa Monica, WeHo area, and they're all pretty good shows because they pack out because it's a lot of dudes that want to see these girls dance. So it's like, hey, crowd, you know, like
yeah, and then Nick walks up.
Hi, sorry guys.
See, maybe I shouldn't do that because I feel like if I did that and I went up to tell jokes, they'd be like, absolutely not.
This feels like a disconnect of what I was looking for.
This is a long intro.
Yeah.
We should start the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place, a podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase, by the way.
My name is Nick, and with us today, another fantastic guest. You have seen her on Funny or Die. She produces her own show at the Hollywood Improv called Salty as Fuck, and also a show at a cat cafe of the same name. She is everywhere, and she is with us today. Holly Anabel Brown. Holly, how are you doing?
Hey, hello. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I listened to the pod a couple times already, and I love it.
Wow, you did some homework.
I did my homework.
Okay. We should just jump straight into our first segment that you may know about that we do on every podcast. If you're a listener, you definitely know. It's a segment that we call Fuck This Place ? Where we decide if it works somewhere or not. Mm-hmm. And Holly, you're originally from, as one might call it, the Valley. Is that correct?
I am. I'm a fucking Valley girl.
Oh,
I'm a unicorn in this comedy world. I'm from LA.
That is very true.
Right. Very true.
Yeah, especially to run into someone in LA who's in comedy who's even halfway normal from LA. That's the real unicorn.
I need to know why you said that.
Okay,
I need to know why you said that.
Chase.
Because I think what maybe this is just maybe it's a Chase experience. But I feel like let's just for example take and maybe again this is a certain subset. But like you run into
at a burlesque club, I'm gonna jump off this.
A burlesque amateur burlesque show at Flappers. But you run into a mic where it's like someone is in their like mid 30s and they just took an improv class and they're from, even just like Burbank or Van Nuys or whatever. And they're like, I just got into, they have no idea that they're in the comedy capital of the world. They're like, wouldn't it be neat if we did this? And you're like, buddy, it is mean and sad out here. I don't know what you're doing smiling so much. They have a fedora. Maybe, again, this is just a certain subset of Chase's life.
I just feel like LA you're anywhere. Where are you guys from, by the way?
North Carolina.
Okay. I'm from Stockton, California, NorCal.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. The dangerous part of Northern California, the only dangerous part of Northern California.
Then Nick, I feel you can relate to this. Like, I feel like if you're from California, largely if you're not from like a really cool place like San Francisco or something,
done. Mm-hmm.
You don't get to talk. Like, people don't want you to talk about your love for your home.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that.
But then people from like the most racist, cities in America get to be like, I don't know. Like the Midwest is so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. No, you're right. If there's like
the stinky tornadoes.
It's because you have first right of refusal to, in a sense, like you're just like, you're the first one in their life. If you're in, like West Hollywood, you're the first time someone's brought up St. Paul, Minnesota in a while,
Yeah, that's true.
And so they're just like, interesting, and
my fiance's from St. Louis, and like I took him to a show last night. He came to 2 shows with me the night before. And every show we go to, I swear to God, he's like a fucking magnet where somebody's like, are you from St. Louis? I'm from St. Louis.
I do think that specifically the Midwest to Los Angeles pipeline is strangely strong.
Crazy. Insane. It's like when somebody's like, oh, if you buy a car, you buy a bug and then all you see is bugs.
All you see is bugs. Yeah.
That's what it feels
Convertible bugs. Yeah.
Very
special.
Where were they before? They were here.
I know. I agree with you. You're right.
But I'm from LA. I'm proud to be from LA.
Mhm.
You know, it's like weird to not be proud of a place that's always been blue and progressive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
always been pretty decent, you know, like there's
Yeah.
been ups and downs,
I
right?
don't see why people. I have a theory because I like feel like I have to defend it sometimes. And I have a theory that people that aren't from LA,
Yeah.
all the transplants, all the big fishes in their small ponds,
Uh-huh.
they all came to LA
Mm.
and thought they had to be a certain type of way,
Uh-huh.
and then created the stereotype of what an LA person is like.
No, you're right, because they watched, movies and they
Beverly
were-
Hills Ninja. Yeah.
I was trying to think of fucking
Where's it
movies.
going?
I was trying to think of what's that one where Britney Spears goes across the country.
Crossroads.
Crossroads, hell yeah.
Oh,
Um,
no.
They watched Crossroads and they were like, "This is the way it's gonna be. This is who I have to be." And the answer
Yeah,
is-
you're like, my friend, I have to get her to the abortion clinic and I need to sing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've never seen the movie. Is that the plot? Is that the real
Can't
plot?
wait for you to watch it now.
Oh man, we have to.
I agree with you, Holly. I was gonna say, like, I don't know how else you're supposed to feel about your hometown. Is like the
Right.
thing, because I'm from a
You're
place
supposed
that
to like it a little. Yeah.
yeah, well, I'm from a place that objectively sucks. It's super dangerous. It's
Yeah.
super poor. It's
Yeah.
crazy hot all the time. But I'm just like, what am I supposed like? And then I'm like, yeah, I sure suck, don't I? You know, it's just like, no,
Right.
I don't know how I'm supposed to. It's like, yeah, it's where it's from. You know,
Yeah.
all the coolest people I met are from my hometown. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's like,
Yeah, I 100%. Like I mean, I will say that's the negative from being from LA and doing comedy is like, one, I didn't get the experience of starting stand-up anywhere else. I didn't get to come in.
You didn't have an incubator. You didn't get to come in
Yeah,
hot.
exactly. I don't have a place I can go back to and be like, well, if I can't headline out here, I'll go to this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I go to this
And then-
fucking shithole.
uh-huh.
Then
That's what I say every time I go home. Back to you fucking idiots, I guess.
then the other side of the coin is like, I'm from LA, so all I have friends here, like that are
Right.
not comedians.
Absolutely.
but,
A
like-
major boon, there for.
Yeah. And most of my best friends, like 90% of my friends are not comics, and that's
Yeah.
solely from being in LA. And
Right.
boy, is that most when you're trying to spend most of your time doing stand-up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Because they're like, what? You have things to do at night?
Right.
Like, I have only things to do at night.
You don't work at shows every night. I'm like, no, I want to get dinner with Iris. Sorry.
Yeah. Iris.
Yeah, Iris.
Oh man, shout out to Iris.
Dude, big ups to Iris.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Holly, about
Thank
the,
you.
but I will say the one thing before we get to the segment, the one thing I also do like about LA overall is that if you're talking shit on it, there are people who will not defend it and that are from LA that are like, yeah, the traffic's bad. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Mhm.
Fucking leave if you want, But
yeah, I want you
it's
to
not
leave.
the same as like New York, which is New York is like, I guess you don't got a big enough dick,
Yeah,
I feel like in LA, it's like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Like, come if you want. Sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, sorry,
Totally.
sorry, you knew everything about this before you got here, that it was
Yeah.
expensive, or whatever.
And with
it's
the
not, there's just like not like one overarching thing like public transportation that we can
Mhm.
like. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
you can
just like-
trust. Yeah.
trust. You cannot trust public transit. That's true.
Yeah.
It's very true. I mean, it's coming.
is it?
I mean,
some
it's gonna
point.
it's just gonna
Is
be
it
immediately overrun by homeless people.
Yeah, dude.
That's the
red
other
line,
thing that
just
like
the
I
red
feel
line
like
stuff.
I was watching Bill Hicks set some time ago, and I don't care for him, but
You're
like
not a disciple, yeah.
yeah, and so but he was making a joke about how bad the homeless problem is in New York, and he was just like, LA doesn't get it. And I'm like, man, that joke is that's
That
from
did
a
not
time
age.
long ago.
Hey, yeah.
Because it's like,
Mhm.
man, there's an army of zombies, and like 30 of them live about 10 feet from me. So it's just like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and again,
I
that's
think-
the thing I like about sometimes someone complains about it, like, yep. What are you gonna go change the fucking world?
Yeah. Well,
here we are.
one thing
it or
I
leave
think
it.
is a misconception too about like LA driving is people are like, yeah, the traffic is really bad, but I hate when people say that LA drivers are bad drivers, because I actually think they're fantastic drivers.
Yeah.
I think the
For
problem,
the conditions that they're met
yeah,
with.
I think the problem is that they're selfish.
Mm.
It's not an unskilled driver getting that F-150 into that spot like
Mhm,
that he doesn't belong into. That takes some skill.
Mhm,
He's just a dickhead about what
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
trying to do. And
Mhm.
it's like, I think that's a
Yeah.
huge difference in terms of,
good point.
you know,
And
it's just
also
like,
in every big place where there's traffic, like I've never known somebody to live in like DC or Atlanta where they're like, traffic's great here, everyone's cool, you know? Like it's like, yeah, sorry, when you just literally pile people on top of each other, they start to think, I don't really care about you so much.
But
Right.
also,
Yeah.
my favorite part is that people from other places think they have traffic, and that's so cute.
It
So
is
cute of
cute
them.
of them.
Yeah.
Mhm. Because
Like,
because like the place that they were going in the parking lot for the thing, they had to look for parking.
Yeah. Nick, do you know Lompoc, California? Are you familiar?
No.
It
Sounds like a cartoon place. Lompoc.
It's known for its prison, and
Tight. Yeah.
my dad's family is from there, or not from. They moved there, so they mostly grew up
From the
there.
prison?
Yeah, it's cute. It's a great color. But my dad's family moved there, grew up there, and every time I would visit, I would just remember all my relatives would be like, "Oh my God, this traffic on the way to Mervin's is crazy."
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
they mean that there is traffic at all. That's what they mean.
Yeah. I'm like, between N and M Street? No.
Yeah.
They didn't bother fucking naming them, you know?
Like they would kill themselves when they came here.
Yeah, they have no idea. They have no idea.
For sure.
Like, yeah, well, we have about 2 million less cars on the road and the roads are twice as wide, but I'm pretty sure I get it. Pretty sure I get how bad it is.
I'm also frustrated. No, dude, we mean sad. You need to be sad. Right. Okay, we have to start this thing.
Okay.
So we looked up Craigslist posts from the San Fernando Valley area. I'm gonna read the title to 3 of them, and in the fuck this place nomenclature, one of the titles is an automatic fuck no, I'm not gonna even touch this, and the other 2 we're gonna look at and decide if we work there or not. Make sense?
Gotcha.
Okay, great. Title number 1. We sell live classical music performances. Really feels like it just keeps turning every time. Oh, work from home. And then second post, all caps, by the way, casting unusual and crazy looking older female character actor, $500. And then number 3 is replace 3 toilets. And I do have to mention that toilets is misspelled. So which one is an automatic, no fucking way, selling classical live music performances, the unusual, crazy looking older female, or the 3 toilets?
I'm going to say, based on my ability to perform the job the best, I'm going to eliminate toilets. Fuck that place.
Yeah.
And because I feel like I could crush the other 2. Not in the ways you think I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, let's find
Secret
out.
crush. Yeah.
See, sideways, didn't know I was here kind of crush. Okay, so let's just take a look. Let's go straight into this crazy old lady situation. There are several pictures to get through, but again, the title is Casting Unusual and Crazy Looking Older Female Character. Are you guys seeing the screen? Okay, great. Sometimes I show the wrong
Sun Valley. Jesus fuck.
That's in Sun Valley. So that's very north, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So there's 13 pictures. We're gonna kind of breeze through here. First picture, there's a picture of Jesus in what looks like a very abandoned house.
Like whoa, man, that is a fucked up picture of Jesus. That is
I can't tell if this house was foreclosed on or if this is an artistic choice.
I think it's, I'm hoping it's an artistic, I will just say, I'm hoping it's an artistic choice, but I think that their goal is, like sort of like the like bonus footage of the, like after the finale of like American Horror Story, you know what I mean? Like everyone left, but
Lady Gaga's behind that bar with just
absolutely
whatever she did in that show.
I have no idea. There's so many seasons. But yeah, there's a curved bar, very old fashioned, like, if you look at old people's furniture, everything's much smaller than it is now. It's a bar that's like you could only stand behind. You can't do anything else. You could just stand there and say, like, what do you think? What'll it take, Mick? Okay, so number 2 is this is an old man, and he looks like he was the guy from Jethro Tull. Like he has the mustache, he has the hair, and he looks like he once played the flute in the 70s, and now he's still alive, very old, and very orangely lit, I would say.
Oh yeah. And his hair, he's got a lot.
He's got a ton of hair.
He's got a real Einstein-y floof, but no body to it whatsoever. Very
and
thin.
Bangs. He's got bangs. He's wispy bangs. I think he probably brought a photo of Reese Witherspoon to his stylist.
Yep. Yeah. He said, just give me a with the bangs.
He kind of looks like whatever happened to Yosemite Sam, you know? Like
Yeah, Yosemite Sam's true. You know how they're doing like gritty reboots of everything. This is the Yosemite Sam. It's just called Sam. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it says Dean Carr, photographer / director. So maybe this is the person we're dealing with. And then we have this second shot. Honestly, kind of rules.
Yeah.
It's this old man, and he looks like he's dying. Like he looks like he's maybe like a mad scientist, like looking up at the sky or whatever.
Yeah, he's summoning something.
It's alive. It's alive. Yeah.
And he's very much in a workshop with some nasty looking dolls in the background. And all of them have, that that Goosebumps book where the ventriloquist doll that had like the real
Slappy.
Nice
Of course.
Was his name Slappy? Of course.
Slappy. Yeah.
It looks like Slappy. He looks like that. Those dolls just filled the room. And he also has like a vice that's got nothing in it in front of him. And again, this guy's watermarked this little D. So, I mean, it looks like a very well composed shot, this first one looked a little like what's going on here. But the second one of this old man, this was planned. And I would say well executed.
Well, I was gonna say, but neither of the pictures look like that he told him he was going to be taking a picture of him, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. And maybe that was the point. Okay, picture number 4 is
like a haunted stroller.
The first 3 pictures were for sure like images that would maybe be a still in a production, right? This one is it looks like a parking lot, of like a sound studio or like a stage or whatever. And it looks like a haunted stroller, but it's not. It's not a baby stroller. The word that comes to mind, I'm thinking like a horse is supposed to go here. Like it's like a single horse-drawn carriage for someone for an old lady or dude in mourning.
Oh yeah.
Well, like someone trapped in purgatory.
Yeah.
It's got to just pull that around for a long time.
They would back then. I feel like they probably would exclusively make a vehicle for a widow. This feels for a widow.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. This is the widow's.
Yeah.
This is
the Widowmobile. Yeah.
The widow's last ride. Before they take her over a ravine or something. And it's all black. It's very Victorian looking. Okay.
As punishment for your husband dying,
you too shall die.
You let your husband die of old age,
or you just have to. You just have to ride around on this and just like let the rocks hit, just like pound your ass, just like over and over again for an hour. And then picture number 5. I think we're back to a kind of a production still. It looks like an old. Again, it looks like this house has been on fire for a period of time.
Yeah.
And now it's out. And then they decided to set up some old Victorian, like from like Scary Movie 2, like chairs and table and dining room thing. But this isn't a dining room. This looks like Downton Abbey's fresh on the brain here. It looks like the downstairs people's eating quarters, and yet the table is very nice. Anyway,
I feel like I'm having a hard time discerning if we're supposed to believe this was like an old, like at one point a really nice house,
right? Or if it always sucked.
Yeah, or if at one point, if everyone's just like, this is where all the peasants lived, we put them here, we set it on fire.
And that's right, they all died in here because there's like a skull on the mantelpiece over here. Yeah, they all died in this room, and we just decided to reset it up as if the fire had not yet started. Image number 6, again, back on the fire theme, just a wall with a door, and it looks like fire or paint.
Right.
Yeah.
Very runny.
You can't tell me this place doesn't smell a little bit like pee, right? Smells like a little bit like I feel like they're going for like haunted aesthetic, but I'm like, there's got to be at least one homeless guy.
No, this looks like somebody did a lot of drugs.
We're kind of breezing through here because they all kind of look the same. We're kind of washing over just worn out house. Okay.
Oh, gross.
I do feel like we should stop at number 10, which is a toilet that looks like it's been through a tough time.
Yeah.
Replace 3 toilets. Why don't you just replace 1?
Yeah.
It just looks like honest. I swear to God, it almost looks like a toilet in a dive bar that I've been to.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just there's no graffiti. It's just the damage is all on the side of it just looks like someone just took a massive dump.
Chase, that's a socket though, right? In the wall. Is that the first signs of like electricity?
That's true. We do have a electric
there was a fan in the previous scene.
Oh, was there? Oh, okay.
Ceiling fan. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Ceiling fan. You're right.
Oh,
you're
gotcha.
You're right. Wow, we're really picking up the clues here on this escape room that will never leave. Picture number 11. This feels more relevant to maybe the role here. We've got one of those just all I can think of is like Shakespearean collar, but it looks more like a napkin than a collar.
Fancy napkin.
For perhaps a person, and it looks like this person's wearing a paper hat.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, paper hat.
Yeah.
And
It's like
then-
at a barbecue themed restaurant, right? Where there's like, you got to finish this giant steak in an hour or whatever, you know.
yeah,
and
or
this is, like,
yeah,
the
and you get it
crown
for
they
free.
give you. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a 2-pound burger or whatever.
Does the thing around her neck indicate her place in society? We
I
don't
would
know
hope so.
yet.
I would hope that if you're playing someone, they're refined.
Yeah, the bigger the collar, the higher to God. We don't know.
I certainly hope
wow.
so. That's a thing? That sounds like a thing.
Right.
Speaking of big collars, this looks like another necklace thing with just a bunch of danglies on it.
A lot of dangly.
Looks very, what would you say? Art Deco, like it could
Very
be
Burning Man to me.
Oh yeah, it could be Burning Man
Yeah.
with a Great Gatsby theme.
Yes.
If
That's
you're
fun.
going,
I was thinking fancy horseshoe. So you guys are way ahead of me.
okay, fancy horseshoe. Yeah, you just put that on your horse and you say, I do declare my horse is looking fancy. And then image number 3. Honestly, you guys know that picture that's supposed to look like either a young lady or an old crone?
Oh yeah, it does look like that.
Like that picture, like it look, everybody does it. Like, I feel like they always did it like work trainings or whatever, where they're like, did you know people have different perspectives? Sometimes. Anyway, it's just a bunch of feathers. I don't know who or where this goes, but it looks like a bunch of old black feathers.
Yeah, now I'm like, what time period are we? Because this reminds me of the Phantom of the Paradise, if you've ever seen that.
No, but I'll take any
did.
phantom of anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God we're in the text now. And it says music video casting for the band Velvet Chains. You say no more. You could have just said that. We didn't need a single picture. I feel like Velvet Chains says it all.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a completely unique and odd looking older woman to play an deranged hillbilly / horror film type who lives in a burnt out house with her man. See photos below. I think they mean above. I'm not looking for an actress to be made up into something unusual. I need a natural, God-gifted, true anomaly. That sounds mean.
It sounds super. No, uglier. She needs to be uglier.
Yeah, right. So far, if you're reading this, or you're like, okay, all right.
I can do this. Yeah. I'm grotesque. People scream when I cross the street.
Check.
Yeah. She like looks over at the mirror and she's like, bingo.
I've been waiting my whole life to play this role. I go out for commercial auditions for like tortilla chip commercials, and they say, "Oh God, no, please!" And these people are finally my people. One shot that is very important to our project is having the actress pull her man through an smoky apple orchard at night in an antique rickshaw. Rickshaw. As seen below. So I think that they mean this. I think they mean this thing where the old lady's gonna ride. I think
she is pulling it. Yeah.
Which sounds like not fun at all to pull a full-grown man in a rickety ass. Like, what year is this from? This got to be made from nothing but wrought iron. It's got to be a 600-pound fucking thing. Anyway, all the weight is distributed at the fulcrum of rickshaw. Like, oh, thank you for the physics lesson. So it doesn't really weigh much.
It says you.
It says you, bro. You're not pulling the rickshaw.
Yeah.
And it's also in an apple orchard. Like, you're off-roading on this fucking thing. The rest of the day should be thought of as excerpts from Scooby-Doo. I did not get the Scooby-Doo vibe.
I didn't see that coming.
Chasing the band around the house, just like,
I know. Do they just want like really quick feet just scuttling around? Like,
oh, there's got to be so many feet, just like like little shrimps, all connected. They're all one mass, just
shrimps
moving. Also, can you play a piano real fast? Chasing the band around the house because, of course, they will be genuinely frightened by your appearance. You goddamn freak. Shoot is Saturday, June 18th. Oh, it looks like we're missing the deadline. From 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. Must be able to get to the location in Sun Valley off the 210 freeway on your own. No, we won't give you a rickshaw. Pay is $500 cash upon completion of the day and signed model release. I've been directing here in town. You mean Sun Valley? For 25 years and promise a 100% professional and fun crew to work with. Past music videos I've created can be seen at this person's website. Marilyn Manson, Stevie Nicks, Cypress Hill, Dr. Dre, Dave Matthews Band, and
Yeah,
dozens.
fucking right. Have you heard? Do you see all of these names? There is no way one person did all of these.
I agree with you. And there's no way they did all this and they're paying $500 cash. You should be paying more if you've done these things.
And also, you shouldn't be looking for talent on Craigslist
That's
if you
right.
have these kinds of connections.
That's
you
right.
should know of a better website.
You're
to
telling me
find
you did
talent.
the Cypress Hill video? You didn't know one ugly lady, you know?
Yeah. Uh-huh. No one ugly came to that show, huh?
Uh-huh,
No
no.
one.
Also,
One.
he leads with Marilyn Manson. He's like, so this is the one I'm most proud of.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This guy has had no bad press, especially lately. And I feel like I'm just going to lead with him. I feel like if you led with Stevie Nicks, we still would have gotten the vibe, you know?
Yep.
Please respond here with photo, please. Dean. And his name is Dean, which sounds he sounds like a trust fund kid.
Yeah, no.
I'm having a hard time not picturing Dean as the old man. I'm not gonna lie.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
As somebody that's done like Stevie Nicks and I'm like, you've seen some and Dr. Dre. Like, you have to baseline be 55.
I would
Baseline.
agree with you that none of these people seem
That's fair. That's a
super
good point.
recent. Like the most recent, unfortunately, is Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
You know, like I was gonna say Dave Matthews Band, but not really, because Dr. Dre's had music videos since 2005. You know, I guess Dave Matthews Band, I stand corrected. Maybe 2011, 2012 was probably their last, I don't know, endeavor.
Oh,
So-
you're gonna get hate mail from Dave
I
Matthews.
cannot
Oh, man.
fucking wait. Come
Uh-huh.
at me.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
them is my fiance's brother. Okay.
Oh yeah. Is he in Dave Matthews Band? No.
No.
Oh, he's a big fan. Yeah, sorry, buddy. You can text the podcast. It's in the bumper. We have a number for all of your hate mail. We've had some Papa Murphy's hate mail, and so far
Mhm.
that's been the extent to which our listeners are willing to animate.
Well, and British people came after us because
And British
we're
people
making
got
fun of their money a lot.
That's
But-
true, but that was only on internet comments. They didn't take the extra mile to text us.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I'm going to say obviously no, not just because of skill set, but this person seems like not cool.
Yeah, but can I
Mhm.
tell you,
Please.
the second I read this headline and now reading the description, I immediately know someone right for this role.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay,
feel like
so am I gonna
if you
find
live
your
in LA, if you've ever taken one improv class, you know someone that's right. For this
Oh, that's
role.
true. I know
Sure,
someone right
sure.
for this role.
Yes, yes, there you
Oh
go.
man, her name's Kathy. She'd be great. I mean, not like visually, I think that she'd still be missing some boxes, you know.
She's not ugly enough.
That's what I mean. I think
Okay,
that she's a fine person, you know, but I think that I would like to think that Kathy is enough of a go-getter that she'd be like, I can make this work.
Right.
And you're right, Holly, you know somebody. I mean, you know, they're out there.
I think for me, I'm out totally on this just because like I don't think $500 is enough money for those hours, especially
To
if
carry a
part of it-
rickshaw?
Yeah, to carrying a rickshaw through the mud. You know he's gonna spring something on you, like he's spraying you with a hose or whatever the whole time.
Yeah, or you're just cut, or like a hose and it's just all blood.
Yeah, you know, I just and I no, I think this is a shit deal all the way.
Yeah,
around.
and it's so
Nothing to do
active.
with
Like,
it.
not only are you carrying the rickshaw, they want you to Scooby-Doo chase, and that's not like a one sprint
It's not
across
one
the
take.
room.
No.
That's high stepping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're high stepping. Yeah, they want you to jump through hoops and shit. Oh, so no, fuck this place. Okay, post number 2. No pictures, thank God. Is the title is "We Sell Live Classical Music Performances, Work from Home, Calling." And you know, Holly, if you think you can crush, we'll find out. Professional at-home independent sales contractors needed. Sales experience or an affinity for the fine arts, and particularly classical music preferred. Selling this product benefits the fine arts. I mean, maybe, and makes the world a better place. Pretty questionable. It's something we do with love and enthusiasm. We are a telemarketing company that primarily sells subscriptions to symphonic and opera musical performances nationally. The leads we call are warm leads. That's a goddamn lie. They are patrons who have attended a classical music performance or are past subscribers of the organization. We get a warm reception.
We do fine, okay? We do fine.
Guys, we're doing all right. Please come work for us. That's why
None
we're
of our
hiring.
employees have killed themselves. It's great.
It's been a great season.
Or they've died because they're so goddamn old. It is a great product to get behind and fun to sell. We make each community we call a better place to live.
Man,
Holy shit.
it gets harder and harder for this guy
Yeah.
to like type this out every single time he reposts this. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. The
takes a
tears-
little bit out of him. him every time.
The tears start just as soon as he sits down at the keyboard,
Uh-huh.
and they just run every time he just.
I'm still proud. I'm still proud. I got plenty of pride. I'm still proud.
We take genuine pride in our work. If you do not have an active interest in attending classical or live music performances, then you
We
must.
get
We get it. Whoa. Sorry. Then you must be a skilled salesperson to succeed at this. We don't
I love
use
that sentence because at this point they're insinuating that they've gotten to the second paragraph and they are so interested in this they must find a way to make it work.
still somehow interested. Like in the other post, it was an ugly person who turned to a mirror, and in this case, it's a person wearing a tailcoat and a bow tie who just turns to a mirror and is like, "You're up, pal." We don't use head squeeze techniques, but you still need sales muscle. And how much? Anyways, and a good work ethic to succeed at this. We take a community-oriented, intelligent approach to selling. I don't know. You sounds like you're cold calling people. You can be paid one of two ways. And this is, I think, we're really getting into the insulting part of this. Number one, straight commission.
Straight commission, dog.
You will make 20 to 25 an hour and have complete freedom to choose your own hours and where you work. The people working on straight commission earn the most. I mean, I guess. Number two, hourly. You will work from our office and have defined days and hours. 15 hours a week is required. We're located in Studio City.
Why the fuck would you choose number two? Give me one reason.
I mean, because you're bad at sales and you want to milk this for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
I like how they're already like, listen, this is the best option. Here's number two. It's worse.
But wasn't mine is, and I guess, I'm going to let their words speak for themselves and I'm going to double back. $20 is not a pie in the sky estimate. It is what you'll make if you do this successfully. I would argue that $20 is not a pie in the sky amount of money.
No.
For sales, especially not in Los Angeles and studios. Anyway, honestly, if you're in Sun Valley, maybe is it possible to make it is possible to make 25 an hour? Like
I've seen it. I saw a guy do it once.
I saw someone like violin one time.
Yeah. They're like, damn, I wanted to be that guy's friend, even though I was his boss.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he was really cool. He came in, he had a surfboard and stuff, sunglasses. He made calls wearing sunglasses. People on, and he just said groovy at the end of every call. People, I think he was on acid. People on straight commission make more than those working on hourly, which again is apparently $25 total more, and that is it. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, sorry, we're gonna finish. To apply for this position, call this number and leave a message telling us why you think you'd be successful at selling this. Thanks. Let's keep the arts strong.
Oh my God! Wait, the nerdiest way you could have ended that.
I just want to. We got to loop back to this. You went from 20 to 25. That means, in my, if you're a salesperson and this person is a salesperson, who's writing this because they work in sales, they are for sure quoting the absolute highest amount of money that anybody has ever made per hour.
Yeah.
Right. As like it is possible, right? Not even one person has made 30. And so this is a dog shit job, especially if you're decent at sales.
Yeah, this is like a whole thing basically saying like, don't work here if you want a livable wage, but also if you love the arts and want to save them and have nothing left over for yourself.
Yeah, please, whatever it takes to get you through the door, I need help. A lot of help.
Yeah. No, it's like, and again, I cannot be stressed enough that like, yes, probably, this $20 an hour for some call centers in some parts of the world are like, that could be a reasonable and workable situation. But in this motherfucking case, absolutely goddamn not. There's probably other call centers where you're selling other stuff where you can make more money in Studio City.
Also, it gives you no indication of who are they selling the classical musical to?
The oldest people in the world is got to be the answer.
What is it? Just are they selling just a touring company that this guy's friends with? Like,
my buddy Mike plays the clarinet.
Yeah,
and he does libraries all up and down, mostly the Maine coast.
Yeah.
And we just need people to come out, we just need
like, hey, that song's playing in the background for like paper towel commercials. You want to hear that live? You know when you see some lady get hit in the face with spaghetti or whatever, the paper towel commercial, the end of the song in the background. You want to hear that live? Got a live performer.
Yeah, you ever seen like a person running at another person? There's all that music behind him. Well, guess what? You could witness that before your
It's a
very
real
eyes.
band. A real band. There's 400 people in it. My brother's the 14th clarinetist or whatever.
Yeah, and God, we need people to
chair.
We need people to go, please. I mean, again, like I do also believe that classical music should exist in the world, but I also it makes me mad sometimes when people are mad that people don't want to buy things that they don't want. You know, like just this is a principle thing, it has nothing to do with the situation. But like
this is basically saying like if you like live performances, you're gonna love this. So I just like the idea of somebody picking up the phone, calling someone, being like, do you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers? You're gonna fucking love what I have to sell you.
Well, guess fucking what? You ever heard the fucking French horn by itself?
Yeah.
Real low and quiet.
What if I could send you to a live show that just didn't feel live somehow? What if none of the performers ever moved the entire time they were on stage?
You can tell they're working hard, but they're still sitting. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I hate getting solicitors calling me from things that I've done that I enjoy
Absolutely,
doing.
that I would for sure do. It's like, but I'm not now, bro. Like, of course I want to, learn how to surf, but not fucking today.
Yeah. Oh God.
So
I mean, I do think I could crush at this job. I think I could do it. I like classical music. I listen to it every day that I work.
Okay.
I am very intellectual.
Yeah. Okay.
Not to brag, but I'm super duper intellectual.
Me super smart. So,
But I do. And my sister played classical music growing up. So I feel like
wow, you could talk shop.
I feel like I could just sell her like a child bride. You want to buy my sister? She's good.
Yeah.
Good at music.
You like the oboe? She doesn't play it, but she's familiar. She's a wind gal after all. Yeah, I mean, well, I believe that you could crush it. The question is $20 a pie in the sky estimate,
That's too. How about this? $20, too much money for me. No,
too rich for my blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay. Well, so Holly's a yes if the money was better. Maybe you can negotiate a little higher. I mean, you crush at sales. You could probably You could probably show up and just be like, you guys are doing this all wrong. Turn this whole organization. You could be CEO of that place.
I find the saddest guy in the room. I go, hi, do you take genuine pride in your work?
Because you better fucking believe I do.
Yeah.
And I'm about to
Ross.
Yeah, I'm about to genuine pride your fucking ass out of that seat. All right. I'm taking your leads. Let's go. Closer coffees only for closers here. So, okay. So Holly, you're a yes, maybe. I'm going to say no, because I don't want to call people at all. And I've already failed at that before. So I don't think it's going to get better. It's not going to get any better.
Yeah, I'm out too, because I think I'll be bad at it. I think the first call I make, the guy's gonna be like, you don't even believe in this, do you? And I'm like, you're right, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, they could easily out you and be like, or even me, they'd be like, oh, you like classical music? Name one song.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Concerto in Mach 5.
Mach 5. Gillette in. I think the composer's Gillette on that one. So wow. Okay. So then so hard maybe on Holly.
I'm saying if the money was there, I'm a maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe fuck this place. Heyo, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, did you know that you can text this podcast? The number is 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We take your side, by the way. That's an automatic position. If you text us, we're on your side.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about your boss. You think I'm going to protect that guy? I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I got your back. We got your back here.
Absolutely. If we're this is like a weirdo, like sleazy lawyer commercial. I mean, we're on your side to a point, I'm
wearing a goofy suit right now.
I'm wearing a brown tie. Couldn't tell you why. If you need to talk shit about something, like we're your shit talking team. All you gotta do is text 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We're on your side.
Holly, what is the first job you ever had?
It was so all of my job experience up until the pandemic was all in hospitality restaurant work. So
Hell
I
yeah.
had bartending for the most part. But my
Yep.
first job was at a California pizza kitchen.
Oh, no, the most California job of all time.
And it was the most popular restaurant at the mall. Thanks so much. Very proud.
Nice,
The
nice.
mall.
I think my favorite part was what the interview, because it was a group interview. Like I just walked in and off the street with my friend and we were like, let's go interview at this place.
Uh-huh.
And it was for a host position. I was 18.
Okay.
I sit down and like they go around the table and they ask everybody to name their favorite menu item from CPK.
Oh, that's so great. Hell
And
yeah.
here's the thing, your girl was poor. She did not. I didn't eat at CPK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. What am I fucking doing? Just showing here with mommy and her giant purse strings, you know, that pineapple pizza. Nah, dude. Every now and then I get some Domino's. Okay.
Yeah.
But like I knew they had pizza and I don't know why, guys. I don't fucking know why. We go around the table. Everyone's saying like, oh, I love the California club pizza. Oh, the Sicilian. And they get to me and I'm like, I really love the Caesar salad. I think
Hell yeah.
I chose
Just fuck with their
Caesar
heads.
salad.
What do they have Caesar salads?
Yeah, they have Caesar salad.
Okay,
Everyone
thank
has
God.
a fucking Caesar. I chose Caesar. I chose Caesar salad. They have I don't know 20 some odd unique pizza options, and I was like, how do I impress these people?
The thing that's on everyone else's menu. I like the pizza with cheese and other ingredients if you choose.
Favorite. How can I choose?
I was the only one they called out of that group, so I clearly did something right.
Hell
They're
yeah.
like, what do you think of Caesar salad, girl? Huh? She was different.
They're like she respects croutons.
We can mold her. She
Yeah.
doesn't know anything.
I'll be honest. I think I've been to a California pizza kitchen one time in my entire life.
Did you love it? Well, no.
I mean, I think that by the time that I was older in North Carolina, maybe some mall or somewhere got it.
Yeah.
And it was like I've had pizza before. Like this isn't this isn't interesting. I was too far along. There was no reputation that preceded it. I was just like, oh, so you guys do pizza? I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit. Everybody does pizza.
Well,
it didn't have the.
So, if you ask me to this day, if there was a restaurant I would order from right now, it'd be CPK.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's like when you work at a restaurant and people think like, oh, that place sucks. I'm like, yeah, if you order on the menu, you idiots. Like, off menu for life.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about your I mean, we got to get into the job, but like, you have any go-to combos here?
It's a little bit of heroin right across the
I just give them a wink. They know what to do.
Hey. I was a hostess.
Yeah.
I started as a hostess. I moved my way up that bitch very fast.
Okay.
But I like the weird pizzas. I like taco pizza. They have a taco pizza that is so good. I have OCD, so texture is very important to
I am
me.
a huge fan of texture.
Yeah,
Really?
texture is important to me as well. Yes.
So the texture, it's like a texture explosion, guys. It's fucking great.
Okay.
You got bean sauce, soft, mushy. Okay. That's okay. We're here.
Yeah.
You got cheese. Who doesn't love cheese?
I'm in.
You got lettuce, crisp iceberg lettuce.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
Promise you the texture's perfect. Then you get their ranch, which I swear to God, people would come and buy in bulk. It was that good. Then on top of that, salsa and tortilla strips to get a little extra texture.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, it's so good.
We really are in California, aren't we?
Yeah. Just a little bit of peyote right on top. Yeah, that's the
change your fucking life,
Yeah. Mhm.
Make you look on the inside.
Yeah. Find God inside. You know? Right? That's where he is.
So taco pizza bonus on the tortilla chips. You want to add more tortilla chips than they typically do? Is that our?
I keep tortilla strip bags in my home because I order CBK so much and I know I want to add more.
Right.
Yeah,
next to like the gun locker. Yeah.
It's just
two most important things.
I just love that pizza. I made my family go to CPK for one of my birthdays and I ordered every single pizza on the menu.
Fuck yeah.
And it was
You're
awesome.
like, who's born now?
Yeah, it's fucking delicious. I love that place. I think too, there's something for me. Like, I think everyone's a chain restaurant bitch for one restaurant.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right.
Sure. Yeah. I
For
think it's
sure.
fair.
That's mine. I will live and die for CPK.
Now I'm checking peyote, trying to figure out which one's mine. But
yeah,
carry
what's
on.
but everyone will judge you for it. Like if somebody told me they loved TGI Fridays, I'd be like, I get it.
Uh-huh.
There's something on that menu that's
see you.
worthwhile.
Yeah.
I fucking hope not. But yeah. But again, you're here to respect their boundaries. You know what I mean? Like everybody gets at least one that's just like, no, it is what it is. I love it because it is.
You get one. If you have too many, you're like, yeah, every day I want to go to either CPK or Cheesecake Factory. I'd be like, no, go to a doctor. You're not okay.
Yeah.
How often do you have diarrhea? Let's talk.
Yeah, absolutely. I especially in the Cheesecake Factory realm, it's like, you need to fucking pump the brakes, pal.
Oh God.
Whatever's going on in there. So you started as hosts, and they were just like, this crouton gal, she's really got it together. And then you moved up into serving.
Well, I did takeout. There's like there's levels. It's a hierarchy.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's its own ecosystem.
It's like the mob.
I was gonna say like a feudal system, like like the kings and queens of,
That's exactly what I said. And I did takeout, which is super dumb and boring. And I did one time serve Viola Davis at
all
takeout.
right. Yeah.
And
Celebrities.
Who is that?
Bitch.
Viola Davis, she's like a great actress.
She didn't tip, so she can suck my dick.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, I don't even know who she is. I'm not booking her though. I'll tell you that. She's not on the show.
Yeah, she's banned from this goddamn podcast. I'll tell you that much.
No tipping ass.
Terrible stand-up comic. She might have won an Oscar.
Yeah, I think she might have.
And the surprising amount of celebrities would come, and this was in Northridge at a mall in like deep in the valley, like not near a freeway, which was so shocking to me. I was like, how many celebrities live around here?
Right.
But then I moved up to serving and really spread my wings, just flew.
Yeah, just
I
flew
thought
up over top of all those taco pizzas, just like
yeah. I thought I was making such good money too, when you're like 19, 20 years old at this point, and you're like, oh my God, cash tips. What the hell am I going to do with this money?
Oh my God.
And then the second I got another job, I was like, oh, I worked so hard for pennies.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
exactly.
California Pizza Kitchen, to excuse Viola Davis, who was in The Help, Fences, Doubt, Widow. I mean, like a lot of critically acclaimed films.
She just played Michelle Obama. Ever heard of her?
Ever heard of Michelle? She has a book and her own Netflix.
I'm adding her. No, not getting booked on the pod.
No way.
Where are you playing the biopic?
It's not an environment I would, I assume this is where you're kind of circling here, is that California Pizza Kitchen is not a brand where people feel inspired to tip.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's something about chains in that sense too, where they're just like, oh, you guys are a machine of money, so you don't need any more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And all the employees are wearing matching uniforms. You guys need to be flush.
But I would honestly guess, and again, this is just just no fucking stats here. I would think that like at like an Applebee's or like a Chili's or even a TGI Fridays, there would be a slightly better tipping culture than California Pizza Kitchen.
Wow. I think too, something about being in a mall, because people already just spent all their money.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Black Friday was our busiest day, hands down the day I made the least amount of money though.
Of course, because everybody's just fucking brutalized.
Yeah, they're all yeah.
We were like destination number one for teenagers that want to touch each other under a table.
Oh yeah.
And graduation.
Classic.
So it's all high school related, college at best.
Yeah, at best. Yeah.
And then, or like a sad dad that's like, that's a name I recognize. Let's take you there.
Yeah. Goddamn right it is. This is the state we're in.
It's like that scene in the Santa Claus where Tim Allen's going to the diner.
At Denny's. I was just thinking about that scene the other day. Yeah, where it's just like everything's gone wrong, and it's just a Denny's full of dads with just like burnt hands and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing throwaway joke,
Yes.
So you made it to serving. Did you have to like cut any throats? I mean, it sounds like you made your.
Dude, I'm a star employee. I'm what if I was like, I'm too good at all my jobs. That's why I was unemployed over the pandemic. I'm a hardworking bitch, and I just put my head down and did it. And I ended up quitting that job only because I turned 21 and knew I could make more money.
Hell yeah. Definitely.
And it sounds like at the point when you order every pizza on the menu, you're like the Thanos of CPK. Like you're just kind of like on collecting the souls of all the CPK.
I did.
So it's like there's not really much
I
like
snap my fingers and this whole CPK disappears.
yeah, just like it just ended it all. You know, it all came crashing down, and then you decided to move on to a job that pays just a little bit more.
Just a little bit more. And I feel like you guys are gonna love what that job is.
Please.
Sure.
I don't know if you guys redact names of places.
I mean, I have that
I
power.
barely know what that means, so don't worry about anything.
If you need me to, I can edit it out.
I mean, I'll leave it up to your discretion, but my second job, right when I turned 21, I was like, I need to work at a place that I can make money with booze. I'm a young girl. I got this.
Yeah.
Also, I had an interest in comedy. I knew I wanted to do, I had done improv at this point at UCB. I wanted to do stand-up.
Yeah.
So I found a Craigslist ad for a comedy club. And I worked, and that comedy club was a fun little club in Burbank.
Oh man.
And I worked there for 2 years. I worked at Flappers for 2 years.
Really?
Old flappies.
Yeah. And it made me I thought it was going to inspire me to do stand-up sooner.
No, dude, it's not inspiring place.
No.
Not
I took a hard pause until I quit. And then
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who don't know, and I'm genuinely happy to shit all over Flappers. Like I'll take every piece of heat all day on it. And I don't think anybody, like, again, anybody who's willing to defend it is dumb, and I just don't like it. So I mean, I'm not saying that like you can't go to, so every now and then some mics are all right there or whatever. But anyway, Flappers is a club in Burbank, and their theme is like the 20s, that
Prohibition era.
And that is one of the things that really sets them off as like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Right.
When people go to comedy clubs, they're not there to have fun. You got to make it fun.
Right.
They don't want to watch people perform. They want to see women wearing like weird doily things in their hat.
I had to wear flapper dresses every day.
I was just about to ask, because that's the thing, is that everybody who is working in front of customers has to wear a sort of, let's call it like Disney style period appropriate. Like it doesn't have to be like,
it's just something little lame. You
have to have a tie that's a little too thin,
What if this sucked? Like what if everyone hated how they were dressed?
You know why I go to a comedy club? For the costumes.
I love a costume. I love a pearl. And as a rule of thumb, for those who are not, unfamiliar, like in general, when there's a gimmick, there's a reason, right? And it's because for some reason or another, and it's almost in some ways, I don't know why. Like it seems to me like Flappers could be good. I don't understand why they're bad. They don't even do bringer shows. Like they do shows where they encourage people to be there. And
they do bringer shows.
Yeah, I know it was a bringer club.
Their whole business model is bringer shows.
Yeah.
They are. I can't say actually. I don't even know. He wouldn't listen to this podcast.
No.
The Comedy Chateau.
Yeah.
Are you familiar?
I'm familiar with its comeuppance during the pandemic, right? Didn't they kind of like?
Oh yeah, well the owner tried to sue me, but
whoa,
I don't know why I just dropped that. And he went on, likely, I'm not kidding. He's so crazy. If he heard me say this, he would try to sue me again.
Okay.
Okay.
He's a psycho, but they Flappers is one step above the Comedy Chateau. That's Flappers level.
Yeah, because they have a building. Does the Comedy Chateau have a building? Or they
they have a building.
I thought they were in like someone's backyard. Maybe
Flappers is but I didn't know. Like I'm going to work at a comedy club. I had no clue what level of stand-up this was to other people.
Of course.
And they got big names. Like I served, Jim Jeffries came in all the time.
Yeah. Well, they have like the thing about Flappers is they have headliners, right? And the headliners pull, right? And then the rest of the thing is just dick. Like it's just fucking garbage.
I think they'd be a pretty solid club if they would just accept what they are a little bit. If they just kind of like, instead of like trying to put a stranglehold on the comics they get, because it seems like once they get you as a bringer, that it's like, well, you have to bring 7 people every time. And they kind of like get you into this like farming system that you never really grow out of, because then you just start bringing people to the main room shows. And that's supposed to be like a graduation and stuff. And then that helps pepper the room for like when they do get like a Bill Burr in there for a week or what, you know what I mean? So it just seems like a club that like is just really about using people.
Yeah. And it just seems like you don't have to do that. I don't think,
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. I don't understand business, but it just seems to me like what if you just ran a decent club.
Yeah,
I don't know, because again, you can't get names, so just get like
Right.
those names. Keep getting those names.
Yeah, they got
and
like
get
they-
some
they
slightly
got
lower
Maria
names too.
Bamford. Like, what are you doing?
All the time.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will say maybe they have to offset like the part of the job was to go pour water down the drains in the bathrooms because there was
Nice.
a poop smell constantly.
No fucking shit.
I swear, next
Literally.
time you go in there, just think
Just
to
give it up.
yourself, you'll take a whiff, you'll smell it. It's just ever present.
A little bit of
I
poop.
don't know what it is.
Mhm.
They'll blame it on anything but themselves. And I'm like, no, I believe that comics might have done this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I believe in anything someone says a
You
comic
pay
does.
them in a bucket of mixed fries and wings. Of course, this is that.
Fuck yeah, dude, those mixed fries. Yeah, they got those sweet potato mixed in with the reggies.
But-
Also, don't forget the cookie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, their cookies were fucking good.
Yeah,
I will
pretty
say.
good cookies. I mean, but again, it's like, yes, their cookies are fucking good, but it's a cookie. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Mhm.
that like they're, I think Chips Ahoy are the best tasting cookie in the entire world. But what I'm saying is only so bad a cookie can be.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
a fucking cookie. If it was a cupcake, yeah, that's a little more finesse, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Once you get the recipe to the one chocolate chip cookie, you're done. Just make them all night,
Don't mess it up. Don't fuck it up.
So you started there, and that wasn't so great, is my guess.
I love it because like I met so many comics there. So when I started
Sure.
doing stand-up, I did know people, but they also were like, you
Uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh.
stand-up? Like
Uh-huh.
I objectified you when I was on stage.
You think? What? You're a person. You've been a person this whole time. This whole time.
You did stand-up, you rejected me.
How could
I
the two
definitely-
coexist?
Yeah. So the first day on the job, I spilled red wine all over a customer.
Uh-huh.
And I will say,
Good.
And they were like, "This is the best service I've hated most."
Yeah.
Like typically they just punch me right in the mouth. So
Yeah.
and I will say, like the one saving grace of that restaurant was the manager, and I think he still is the manager, the general manager. He was he was literally like, I don't give a fuck about anything or anyone. I'll fight for my employees to the death.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was dope, but
Mhm.
it was just like every employee there wanted, for sure, unlike even though every other restaurant in LA, everyone wants to be an actor or something, they even more so want it when they work at a comedy club.
yeah,
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
most of them want to be stand-ups. They are the failed versions, but they are still going strong.
yeah. And the
Yeah.
problem is, when you hook your your cart to the wagon that is Flappers, you're on the wrong wagon. Like in a lot of times, yes, you're absolutely right. They're like the people. They want to be in stand-up and they're thinking, well, this place is a place that I can kind of like set some roots in. And you're like, no, you can't.
Nope.
Like this place smells like poop.
Yeah.
No, it's just a cesspool of people that are alcoholics. And
Mm.
it was, there's a lot of memories at Flaps. Good
Was
old
the
Flaps.
money was better though than
Mhm.
California Pizza?
Oh
Pizza?
yeah. I mean, although it was like nights only, so not fun. Also, you had to work in the dark hard. Turns out that's hard.
Yeah, you spill that wine, you're like, I'll probably do that again all night.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
For a club that pushes martinis out the butt like no one's business, they have stairs that you have to walk in the dark.
With
So
the
I-
martini.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop filling it so high. All right, I'm gonna spill it if you
Why
put
are
it
these
top of the glass
glasses
every time.
so shallow? Yeah, martinis are a drink that were meant to be passed across that bar that we saw at the very beginning of that post, where the bar's
Yeah.
just like this. It's
Yes.
literally, it's as thin as like a laptop. You just like slide it across.
I could never hand someone a martini. I'd have just like little old lady hands all of a sudden. I'm just like shaking,
Well, Try
all over
carrying
me.
a tray full of 15 martinis. That's
Absolutely
what I
not.
had to do. I mean, it felt like I was going to the Olympics of cocktail serving pretty
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just because the format of a stand-up show is like people order the drinks in mass. And
Yes,
so
yes.
the drinks are coming out like 20 at a time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
And
yep,
you
yep.
have to I just remember every day, I feel like I'd pump myself up and be like, don't spill any drinks. Don't spill any drinks.
Yeah,
every day.
because if you spill one drink in that, or one or more drinks in that melee, you're putting yourself behind. Because all you're trying to do is just get the
Right.
train running. Yeah.
Mhm. And that's like you're already at a loss for making tips because you don't get that face-to-face time with people
At all.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why
You're just a conveyor belt basically
Yes.
to them.
I'm like, I'm in the dark and I'm whispering to you to get your order and I have to get it correctly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't write this down. I can't see what I'm writing.
Right.
It was hard. It was, but
And they're just like 15 martinis. Can we do,
yeah.
15 of those?
We
It's
know
just-
2 item minimum. We're just gonna jump to 15.
Yeah.
Because he's allergic to that. Because then he'll die. So just don't. All right, thank you.
It was like adjacent to serving people at a bar when there's a sports game on. They're not there for you.
They're
Very
not.
distracted.
Mhm.
They don't give up. Like they for sure hired women for that reason, you know.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Because they were like, oh, women don't need to talk in order to be good.
Yeah. Absolutely. Women don't need to talk in order to be good. I just wanted to say it for myself because it felt so good. You're doing great, doll. You know, that's what they want to say.
Oh yeah. They want to pass me a note and then have the note be like, hi.
And they want you so badly to open it so far away from them and look up and be like, you know, like
You want to turn their little light on at the table and for me to come over and be like, what can I get you? Oh, nothing.
Just want to see your face one more time. Yeah, so not a good time.
I mean, yeah, I think the most memorable part about the job too is like having the big name stand-up comics that are on the headlining Friday night, Saturday night shows. Like those are the shows you wanted to work at. That's obviously the ones that are going to be the most full.
And they're interesting.
But those, like, depending on the comic, like I have so many stories of these comics where like later they would come out and we're like, can you believe this guy was a creep? I was like, yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like our coworkers would take bets as to like what girl some of the comics or Jeff Garlin would use in his set and objectify the entire show and parade around like a woman being sold in the 1900s.
Exciting.
So when this news would come out, I was like, absolutely. They like literally made us sign waivers so that we couldn't serve certain people if we were women.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Wait, say that again. What?
There were certain comics that would come through that they would sit us down and they're like, okay, Jeff, the lone male server is going to serve this comic. Women aren't allowed to serve him. We've had too many instances where women want to press charges or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that is so fucked up.
This was like well before like that. One of the instances was Louis C.K. Well before this stuff came out about Louis, and they didn't necessarily say like you can't serve him, but they advised against it. So they fucking knew something was going on.
And if the people who are pouring water down the drain so it doesn't smell like fucking shit advise anything at all, take it. Like we advise you don't put your hand in this fucking blender and turn it on. You know?
They're like, well, the water down the drain thing is not going to be the worst thing about this job.
That's not gonna be the shittiest thing about this. No, you're absolutely right. Like, no,
I just remember like male comics would be like, I just don't believe it. I don't know, man. I just don't believe it. I was like, but what about that? It happened to me. Okay.
What about that? People were around that person all the time, and certain things continued to happen at every like scale. You know, like at the innocent, like what was that scale, all the way up to the not so innocent. Well, we know what that was.
That green room had seen some days.
Oh yeah, that green room is pretty gross. I will say that. I've been in there a handful of times, and it is.
And there's some sad people's names on there. You know,
just
a permanent marker on like drywall,
right?
Or maybe it's concrete. I can't remember.
Yeah.
My favorite is like when you read the names and you're like, that person stopped doing comedy a year after this.
Yeah. It's not like a lot of great big names.
Yeah, or you can see like the line goes down from when they passed out right at the end of writing their own name. You know.
Too much yoo-hoo.
It's me, Jeff Garlin. You know,
you died right there where that stain is, right there.
And we miss him every day.
Garlin made me a lot of promises, guys. I should have been big by now.
Yeah,
that's the guy I've heard a lot of bad shit about.
Yeah.
I was not surprised. Like when that came out, I was like, yeah, duh, of course, duh.
No shit. It's like his goddamn hobby. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Okay, well, I mean, should we move on to the work?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that sounds like a hell of a...
This sounds like not the best job.
I mean, that sounds like a 1-2 punch for your first job. Is like pretty night and day experiences.
Yeah, to go from
The mere
especially go
fact
from
that I
like,
persevered and did stand up anyway, it's like, wow, she really likes this.
Yeah.
or she was like, wow, I bet you I could do better than these motherfuckers. You know, and be nice, do it while, you know, like, and not hurt people, you know, while I do it and on
not
stage.
be in a period costume. That sounds great.
That would be tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have to wear like period correct stockings where they had the little like where they didn't have elastic on them and they or they could just get any, it didn't have to be that. It wasn't that.
I love it.
hardcore.
It's like any job. I feel like any single job, especially restaurant work, where you go in and they tell you this is the uniform. If you don't wear this uniform, you're fired.
Yeah.
And then like 2 months pass and you're like, but I can probably like get away with not wearing the uniform.
I can wear a polo, right? Yeah. It is dark inside, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get away with slamming a bottle of wine in a guy's face or whatever, then yeah, you know, you
On my first day, I was very, I mean, the guy deserved it. He's wearing like True Religion jeans, I think.
Oh yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Just write another check, you know.
All right. Okay. All right. So that was your first couple of jobs.
Mm.
All right. Holly, what would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
God. Well, I know this is redundant, but I worked at a beer right after Flappers. I worked at a beer bar.
Okay.
It was like a beer tavern, a local beer tavern.
Okay.
And slowly but surely, like that also too, it's like, it was cool to level up consistently in money. Cause I kept thinking like, this is incredible. $150 in one night.
Yeah.
And then I went to a beer bar where they only exclusively hired like a very certain look of women in the Valley. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to San Fernando Valley by the Sherman Oaks Galleria, but it's right by there.
Okay. I've not.
And they hired a certain look of women and they had a certain type of clientele, like a tilted kilt. But if you liked craft beer, that's what it felt like.
Okay. I
Okay.
don't really know what a tilted kilt is, but
it's where women are dressed in like Scottish garb, but like with a bra and a tiny skirt.
Got it.
Like they encouraged us to wear. We could wear whatever we want. We could wear our hair down, which is a health code violation. But they're like, people will pick the hair out so they can look at you.
So they can put it in their mouth or whatever on purpose.
They love it. They take it home.
I have a locket.
Bags.
Yeah. They're gonna make a doll out of it eventually. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Just serving the beers.
Like I worked the job and it was incredible. Like money wise, it really, you know, I love beer. I'm a big craft beer person. So I was drawn to it. The money was so much better. And then slowly but surely the owner of the restaurant, you found out that he was like a right-wing conspiracy theorist, like nut job.
Okay. Nice.
To the point where now during the pandemic, like they have pivoted to be a pro-police bar.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the vibe. Like
cops rule, Punisher,
right.
art.
Yeah.
Drive here, drink, drive home. Yeah. Cops. Yeah. We're all
in a cop car. Whoop, whoop, the siren as you arrive. That's wild. So, but are they still doing craft beer?
They are. They're still doing the thing.
Listen, they still have a focus on the craft economy. Okay.
Yeah. Pushing like back the blue moon or whatever, you know.
Yes.
God damn, that's good.
The LA or the IPADD. Nope. That
IPDA.
IPDA. They and also like firemen. They were just like pro anything that I
First
think
responders
now
only.
Such paints a certain picture. But at the time when I was 22, I wasn't quite discerning of like, oh, someone that's really pro police will probably vote against my rights.
Sure. Yeah. That's yeah. You don't draw those lines necessarily at the time.
Yeah.
But you know, you were making money too.
I was making money. I didn't have to work that hard. It was pretty freaking easy.
Yeah. And do they serve things besides beer, or like wings and shit?
Burgers. Like honestly, the food was. You know when you work at a place that you think the food is really good. So I actually met my fiance. I met him. He worked at the bar across the street.
Okay.
And so he
the regular kilt.
It's just kilts. We're wearing very long kilts.
They're not tilted. They're on straight. It's
yeah. We got belts and everything.
I thought like this place, I was a little delusional because like the money was so good. They had good beer. And I was like, this food's delicious. And then when I started dating him, he was like, that food was disgusting. We all talked about it.
We talked behind your back about how bad that food was.
And then you start to realize like why people came. Oh, it was for the tits and ass. It was not for the food.
Yeah.
So
it's for the TAB, tits, ass, and beer.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I mean, I loved beer. So honestly, it was like fun for me to be really good, to get really good at like fucking holding like 4 beers in a row, just going boom, 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 opening the beer bottle.
And I would imagine that, like, because like, what's it, society, the skill, like the trope is that women don't like beer.
Yeah.
Like you can actually talk shop with the customers and like show them like, yeah, I'm not just the thing you came in for. Like I can actually make a decent recommendation for you or whatever. There might be some satisfaction there.
I mean, they certainly didn't intend to hire women that cared about beer, but they did with me. So, and I was just cool. Like even now I miss the one thing I miss about restaurant work is like being that kind of being able to compartmentalize and work where I'm like, I can go, pour 3 taps at once. And I'm like, I don't get to do that in my daily life. I don't get to show off.
Right. Yeah.
No, you really don't. Yeah. When like, if someone's doing like Excel spreadsheets, you never get to go like, and done, you get to slide your laptop across the table.
I'm not over here being like, I can do 2 Excel spreadsheets at once.
Yeah. You can never hand something like, I'm thinking of handing like 3 mugs of beer, like sloppily down on the table, just a little bit of foam on the side, you don't get to do that when it's like, it's just time to like fix the printer.
Yeah. But I mean, the place was super easy to steal money from.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Stole a lot.
That's why you wanted to back the blue.
Yeah.
That's why I probably didn't leave. I was just
you were telling your boss, you're like, no, you don't want these bills. These are Hillary Clinton bills. You don't want those. I'll take these off your hands.
Oh yeah. I mean, I worked there when Trump got elected and like, it was a whole thing. Us as a staff, we had to sit like the owner down and be like, you can't celebrate so much.
Not so loud.
Yeah. If a customer walked and then there was a certain
just do cocaine in the back,
Oh boy, that happened a lot.
Yeah.
There was one bathroom and you knew if someone was doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. I thought it was great.
But it was your worst.
But it was also the worst in the sense of like hindsight. I put up with so much. I like
I'll say that environment sounds bad. I mean, it kind of sounds like you just thrive in these terrible environments.
Yeah, it sounds like you're just good.
And you kind of have like this like tunnel vision of like, well, I'm here for money and I'm going to do what I got to do.
And I got my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you look back and you go, oh, that was a nightmare.
Yeah. I think as a woman, like when you get objectified all the time, always, or every single day.
You're like, how is this place different than the rest of my life? Yeah.
Like you try to find the ways in which you can have the power in the situation.
For sure. And maximize the cash.
Yeah. So like I could steal their money. That was powerful.
Definitely. Way better than stealing. I stole like forks and shit. That's fucking dumb. I already had forks.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, Flappers brand wine. Cute.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Apartment. Okay.
Just put that right in the center of the table.
I could steal their money and I could, my number one favorite thing was being able to walk away mid conversation from a customer.
Oh, tight.
And have no reason to do it. I could just pretend and I could just be like, oh, and just put one finger up and be like, I gotta go for the cheese.
Yeah.
There's cheese. It's in the back. It's gotta come out, I think.
Oh shit. That reminded me. There is one really funny thing. So the restaurant, like they would enter their chili in chili contests. This place I work.
Okay.
And they would win. They would win a lot. Like the chili was pretty decent. And then I find out like 2 years into the job, they didn't make the chili.
Oh my
God. Oh my God.
Who makes it? Cisco,
you tell me this honest right-wing American guy would steal from someone else, claim it was his, and take the credit for it. You're telling me.
You believe it? Are you
telling me? And this guy had ideas on building an entire country on that platform.
Yeah. I know. Can you believe it? I mean, now it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like these little puzzle pieces where once Trump got elected, they all got put into place. I'm not kidding. Like,
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think you just
it showed me something that I was like, could no longer ignore. And then I quit mid shift.
Yeah. I do the same thing. The same thing you do with conversations. You're just like, I'll be right back. And then you just,
dude, I remember the day after Trump got elected, I was at the gym and, all the white dudes were just working out just a little bit harder that day.
Oh shit.
They just had this like, we're back, baby, we're back kind of mentality. So I can't imagine working for a boss who is that guy.
Just looking
And
at
when
those
you're
biceps.
like a restaurant of just all women and like at the helm is only men, you're like, I think we are in trouble. Let's get out of here.
It's getting real Handmaid's Tale real fast in here.
Yeah, new uniform. We're doing bonnets.
Like the owner, his name was Paul, and I called him Paul Door because he reminded me so much of Hodor. He was that dumb. He was
Oh, okay.
fucking dumb. Also, sorry to Hodor. That's an insult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hodor was cool. Yeah.
But I felt like he just came in and grunted. Also, God, I have a lot of stories now that I'm unlocking this.
Yeah. This is where this podcast goes. Yeah.
He was obsessed. The owner was obsessed with women's gymnastics from UCLA.
That's so fucking
Not
gross. Gymnasts are like 8 years old all the time.
Yeah. even if they're old, they're not.
Not
they
if you're
look
35. You look like you're 9.
Exactly.
Oh, and he didn't have children, and that's even weirder. That
So gross.
are like he was obsessed over them. He put it on screens. He would invite them to come to the restaurant, and I swear they sometimes would come, and they always looked like they were held hostage. And sometimes,
sure, of course,
yeah.
But this is just creating the general vibe of this man. And
no, you're painting a very clear picture.
And it's also just like, okay, which one of your friends is also into this? Which one of your cop buddies is also into this like very little kid activity you have going on?
Oh, the amount of cops that aggressively hit on me and made me feel very scared when I rejected them, like it didn't take a lot of convincing to be pro BLM. I
got different reasons, but listen,
I was there already for all the reasons, and then I was like, yeah, fuck cops, ACAB.
I have additional reasons why I don't like them. Yeah, absolutely.
It was
all these little girls doing cartwheels right out of the restaurant, back flipping out the window,
belly full of chili, just going to tell their friends.
Belly full of stolen chili, stolen recipe.
Did you ever find
stolen
out
Valor chili?
Stolen Valor chili.
The chili was so good.
My question is, where the fuck was the chili from?
I think one day I will taste some chili and I'll be like,
that was it.
This is the chili.
Yeah.
And then I will probably die.
You're going to be at some like down home restaurant in like Alabama, like on tour or something. And you'd be like, God damn. And they're like, yeah, we have this one exporter. We're a chili restaurant. Yeah, we're a roadside stand, but we ship approximately 30,000 gallons of chili to somewhere in California. Never heard of it, but they order every week, and then
I heard they love cops and we do too.
And so do we. So off the chili goes. And they send us dead gymnasts and we pack them up. It's got to be something worse than that.
Listen,
and 9 in a suitcase.
Oh man, I thought it real sad. What if there's people in the chili?
Oh, sure. That's why it's so special. It's human meat.
If there was people
Olympic chili,
there's
Olympic hopeful chili. The real people that make it to the Olympics, they get to go. But I will say, like, a shit ton of celebrities came there because that was right in the bottom of a hill where the top of the hill, it was the hills of Ventura, like past Ventura Boulevard, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Just nonstop celebrities came in, and it was cool to be like, I like you. You tip really well.
That's nice to know.
You're like 4'9". Never knew that.
Google
is wrong.
The Tom Cruise factor, for the.
I have many stories of celebrities.
So let's just say the Viola Davis class has redeemed themselves in your eyes. Although specifically, if Viola Davis wants to atone for her sins of not,
she can always tip better anytime she wants. That's 100% her
honestly,
thing.
Give us a receipt and you're on the pod. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. You get right back in the pod.
I want to see 20% or higher. Okay,
Viola? And this is the pathway to forgiveness. Cancel culture needs.
We need. Yeah, that's right. We need to be able to turn this around. We need people. We need redemption. Well, on that note, Holly, we typically end the podcast with like 3 questions to kind of cover the bases, and I guess this is about the chili stealer, the great chili theft of Sherman Oaks. Is like, for question number 1, when were you done and how did you quit? Like, how did you get out of there?
So I quit. They prioritized the women in that restaurant that like treated the men like shit. I don't know how to describe it other than like, I guess my coworker once,
This is onion layer after onion layer in this place.
Yeah,
And every
yeah.
onion layer is worse information. Go ahead.
the worse of an employee you are, but the more attractive you were, the more the more favorited you
The better shifts you got. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I was like hard working Holly.
Yeah.
And
I know about beers and I help
like-
people choose orders. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely got like once a certain manager that left, I just got deprioritized because I was really good, or I would like speak up if something bad happened.
Right.
And
Like, yeah.
so they did not, they just kept putting me, if I like put in a request to have a day off, I could be like, I'm going to a funeral, and they'd be like, cool. You'll have that off. And then the day would come and I would be scheduled to work.
Yeah. They
And
would call
me and be like, if you don't come in, you're fired.
Yeah.
And so that I got my schedule one time. It was a Friday night, 8 p.m. We used to have, before there was Yelp or not before Yelp, but before you had the ability to like put your number down for a wait list or
Yeah. You just
we would
literally
have
were like,
people waiting like
we'll
an
just shout your
hour.
name. Yeah.
The place was very popular. We'd have people waiting like an hour to sit there.
Wow.
And so super busy Friday night, everyone was slammed. We all got our schedules and for some reason on Friday night, I look at my schedule, I see they again for like the 100th time did not give me the shifts off that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I go up to my boss and I say, hey, Alex, I know this is your second week on the job. Like he was not the scheduling manager. He was the manager.
Yeah.
And I said, I just have to let you know, I fucking quit. I quit. Quit. And then I'm walking out the door and he goes, wait, you can't quit yet. We need it in writing, like trying to convince me in a way to stay. He's like,
let me get this HR
like
manager. Yeah. Yes,
and
you
so
can.
I grab a napkin off of a customer's table and I write, I quit, love Holly, and I slam it on the table.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And I left and I never looked back. And,
Wow.
a lot of those women now are dating firemen or married to police officers.
A decent pipeline if that's what you're into. Yeah. Yeah. Goddamn. Okay. So question number 2, and also for this, the chili thief of Ventura Boulevard. What is one bad thing or one good thing you took from that bad job?
That's
Hard.
Yeah, very
Hard question.
Very hard. My morals? I don't know.
No, that could count.
Sure.
Yeah, your self-respect. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say my self-respect, like, God, that is so hard. I can't
Hard
think of
earned.
anything good.
Mhm.
I'd say beer, my love of beer
Blossomed.
Nice.
I became really knowledgeable about beer. I then went on to work at way better, really nice beer places that are revered and win awards.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about getting into any of the categories, whether it's cocktails or beer or whatever, is that exactly. As soon as you develop even a decent knowledge base, you can move up to, there's a lot of breweries where the culture or beer focused restaurants where the culture of the restaurant is very mostly chill, you get assholes, but
people just still to this day are very shocked when women know a lot about beer. And
sure.
I think that was one of my favorite parts is I got hired on the job not knowing a lot. I just knew I liked beer. I remember at the time
you used to pound PBRs all day and you're like, I like beer.
What's your favorite craft beer? And I think I was like Lagunitas, thinking I'm really impressed.
But they do a good job, to be fair.
Once you know beer, that is the least impressive.
Yeah. They're consistent. Yeah, for sure.
And so I just learned a lot about beer, and I was at a certain level, the next job I got after that, they definitely were sexist. They definitely didn't believe, they tested my beer knowledge. They didn't believe me. And it just felt really cool.
Fucking passed. Yeah.
To know what I was doing. And I remember passing the test, but they really tried hard to find where I got wrong. And I was they're like, you misspelled blonde. And I was like, well, it was an accident. That's not.
They're like, well, you do little hearts for the dots on your eyes. So
you misspelled blonde. I'm going to be
not
writing.
Really a beer thing.
Writing blonde every day.
You're right.
Instead of telling people that we have a blonde ale. That's insane. The beer knowledge for sure. And I would say also self-respect. That both of those big check marks.
Oh,
okay.
Cool, yeah.
Question number 3, not related to that bad job, thank God, is how you been? We've had a pandemic. How you doing? Open-ended.
I am in a whole different industry.
Yeah.
I quit my bartending, the last bartending job. I quit that 2 weeks before the pandemic started, obviously not knowing what was to lie ahead. And I quit, and then I was like, because my intention was to like prioritize, my night. I needed my nights free. Like, it's
You
just
need your nights, yeah.
There's a reason people get stuck in restaurants. The money is amazing, and it's kind of cool to have your daytimes free. Like,
Yeah.
now that I work a 9-to-5 job, I never see the sun. I don't see it.
Yeah.
And I get why people work restaurant jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had to pivot. I quit a restaurant job. I couldn't go back to one. I didn't want to go risk my life.
Yeah.
To serve somebody jalapeno poppers.
And especially in Los
wrong.
Angeles, like, it's only the worst people. I mean, I'd say nationwide, but like, if you look at, let's say, July 2021, it's only the worst people that are eating out.
Oh yeah.
Also July 2020, 2021, maybe we were in hot back summer by then. But it's like you had at least a year of like the worst
restaurant
people
with
only.
the chili. They ended up firing every employee that was not like a Republican conservative person.
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
Classy.
let's
Classy.
close ranks,
And they
stay on brand.
The guy comes from money, so like he basically threatened people into silence for if they wanted to be like, you can't do this. You literally can't.
Yeah, it's a good point. And like, this chili isn't yours, We need
the evidence.
We're gonna sue the shit out of you. Yeah.
But
So
I pivoted, and I've always been an artist, but I've done that just You mean
like drawing?
Yeah, I was always a traditional illustrator and artist. And I don't know, it's like all my fucking passions are in art. So there was a part of me that was like, don't get into this. Don't start this.
Don't do this, Holly. Yeah.
But I taught myself graphic design over the pandemic.
Hell yeah.
And actually I did a lot of like work from home stuff. So I did graphic design freelance the whole pandemic.
Yeah.
I also make custom shoes and like jackets.
Nice.
So that was like my only source of income.
Like, you paint on them, or you?
I hand paint on like shoes and jackets.
Okay. Word.
For somebody that's like, I need DuckTales on a pair of shoes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm your gal.
You've been
Is
there.
this the high art I want to be doing? Maybe not.
I mean, DuckTales is pretty high art to some degree, but yeah, I agree with you.
I found my lane, and it is like nerdy nostalgia. That's my lane. So that's what I did to keep me afloat during the pandemic. I made people custom stuff and some graphic design, and I totally pivoted, and now I work at a tech startup. So
got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Unrelated.
So, glow up.
A little bit.
Yeah. Just got out of the game.
From
That's great.
chili to startups.
Mm-hmm.
The story of Holly.
From stolen chili. That fucking asshole.
Oh yeah, you are salty about this stolen chili.
I have some fucking respect and make your own. It's not like making chili is hard. Making great chili is hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me mad.
Wait, well, I have one more about this job. I'm so sorry. I had no clue that I opened up a Pandora's box.
There's a
Right.
dark hole where these worst jobs are, and you just stuff them away because you're like, I'm just glad
and that's where we live on this podcast. We go into that
only in the dark hole. Yeah. Go ahead.
I feel like that job is like the one job above all. This chili thief restaurant, which chili thief is kind of a cool name, actually.
Chili thief.
Yeah, chili thief. Hell yeah.
Band name, called it.
Dibs, motherfucker, dibs.
They it's like an ex-boyfriend or like an old, like a friend that betrayed you or something. Like, you still are very interested in what they're doing now.
Of course, yeah. Every now and then you kind of just like, yeah.
So I like, when I drive home from work, I kind of pass the restaurant, but I know occasionally I will go out of my way to for sure pass the restaurant.
Yeah.
Drive by real slow. And
Just
be
like spit out the window.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's the owner, like, yelling at a homeless person again. Like,
yeah.
But I drove past,
kicking a dog outside or whatever.
yeah. And I drove past, and there was a sign. It was on Monday, and there was a sign that was posted, and it was said like, we are now closed Monday until people want to start actually working in this society.
Nice.
So that's what they thought that would be, I don't know, warm and welcome for customers to see.
That's incredible. I like that that's clear there's a mutiny even among the like-minded people.
Yes, yeah.
They're just like, oh yeah, I mean, I can work, but like I can't work every fucking day.
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, no shit. Anyway, yeah, it's wild.
They're like,
It's wild.
listen, I'm going through too much laundry detergent and wearing all of this MAGA gear every day.
We can't keep up the
Skin's
pace.
turning red.
Yeah, turns out conservatives don't tip. Who knew?
Oh, what a surprise. Well, that's incredible for them that they're falling apart, and hopefully that continues. Holly, where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
You can find me at Holly Brown Comedy on Instagram. You can follow my show at that. We do it bi-monthly at the Hollywood Improv, and that's at Salty AF Show on Instagram.
Word.
That's it.
And we'll
Find
put
me
the
on
links
Instagram.
to those in the.
I'm exclusively Instagram so that my fiance's parents don't see what I am doing.
Nice. That's a great. I mean, are they on TikTok? They're
They're on
like,
Facebook.
I was gonna think like they're on Twitter, just like what the fuck is Holly doing?
What's Holly
Yeah,
doing?
that makes sense. They're on Facebook. We'll put those links in the show notes. Thank you, Holly. What a hoot.
Yeah.
And fuck that guy forever.
Fuck that job. Fuck that place.
And fuck that place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. It's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.